Hi, good day, salutations and greetings. My name is Margie. I'm a Heoka empath. I just like having these little talk on the way I feel about things, and some kind of day, huh? Birds are coming in. I'm gonna say, hey ho, hey ho. What up, homies? Come on in, bring it in. Come say hi. I'm outside with the cat. He's over here by the fence, waiting for the squirrel to come down. Oh, squirrel's down. He's up in his little chair. He's up in his little chair up there. The squirrel's up there. Anyway, I don't know. I'm still trying to land in my soul sack. I had all these ideas about things to talk about. I had kind of a rough landing. Benny has a bad ear, and so, see, dogs, their temperature runs about 101 degrees, and when dogs have big old floppy ears, it's like an ecosystem in there, and they get dust and dirt, and when they eat, just all this stuff builds up in their ears. You gotta keep it clean, and he don't like it when I clean it, and I don't like cleaning it. I was listening to some talks. Big Dog, I think his name is. That guy could talk. That man can talk. That young man can talk for hours. I could talk for hours too. But he has like these really cool interviews. I'd like to be on his show one day. I'd like to be interviewed by people, share my story, my experience, strength, and hope. You know, um, and I was reminded, because I always had kidney problems, bladder problems, because see, when you don't take care of your body when you're younger, when you don't learn how to take care of it, then it can wear out and break, and or wear out like parts in your car, like hoses, rubber hoses, you know, they weather, and then they crack, and then you got to replace them, where all parts. No, no. We're just gonna put you in the house because I just don't want to. I just don't. I just don't want to. We're out here because of you, and you can't fight your impulse. All right, so he jumped the fence and frickin' ran into the street yesterday chasing something. I frickin' was looking down at my phone sitting here, and I heard thump from his feet hitting the carpet as he jumped over, and I ran over to the fence, and he was out by the street, and I was like, nope. There you go, Nubbins. Get your apple core. It's safe. Stanley's in the house. All right, so I named this talk Akashic. The parts. So when I was a little girl, and we go to public places and stuff like that, they cut my hair short because I couldn't take care of it, because I wouldn't brush it and stuff like that, because it hurt. Tangles would hurt. But, little girls have long hair, but I didn't like having long hair, and so they brushed my hair, and it hurt, and then so finally they just said, we're not dealing with it. That's how people dealt with me my whole life. We're not dealing with it. Just make the problem go away. So I learned to become real super self-sufficient, and because I'm leading up to something, because I look like a little boy, and I go to public restrooms, and I also had a speech impediment. I talk like, my name is Marge. I'm a girl. And I get really fast, and then I do the thing that I talk so fast, and they couldn't, and because my brain works faster than my body, my soul sack. So what I learned to do is I learned to slow it down. And then I learned how to speak clearly. But that took years and years. But when I was a little girl, the damage was already done. Because I'd hold it. I'd have to go pee. I'd hold it. Because I'd be outside playing. And I wouldn't want to stop doing what I was doing. And then I'd pass the point of return. Gotta go. I wet my pants. Up until I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. maybe 7. You know, I mean, lots of people do it. You know, but there's always reasons why people don't just do it. You know, they don't just. So, I mean, I guess if they do, that's kind of a different low I mean, they did in that movie Scoundrels, but that was kind of a low vibrational freaking vibe. You know, that's what low vibers do, freaking weird, twisted shit like that. But when I was a little girl, you know, and then they go like, go to the bathroom. You have to go to the bathroom? No, I don't have to go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. You know, so I hated going to the bathroom. I still hate going to the it just being a person in a soul sack is just after, you know, being so aware of your spirit that we're spiritual beings. And this is just a library. This is just a life that we check out, like going to a library and reading a book. You know, and we check it out for freaking however long we're on this incarnating. And when I was in preschool, I'd get gold stars if I didn't wet my pants. You know. But they didn't understand why a lot of times, because a lot of times I go into these places, in these bathrooms, and then people, adults, grown people, you know, they'd stop. Are you a boy? Are you in the right one? Or what? You know, they just always antagonize me. Are you a boy or a girl? Are you going in the right bathroom? You're going, and I know, you know, I was always in, and I just never understood. I never understood why I was always being policed by people, why people were always modifying my behavior. So I'd get gold stars, and then at the end of the, you know, if you get a gold star every day at grandma's house, then you can get something, you know, pick out something that you like. So I became awful interested in the human body at a very young age because I had to go to the doctors because I did that when I was young. By the time I was 12, 13 years old, I was getting bladder infections and stuff like that. And I ain't never been sexually active, really. So that's not a part of it. I know women get a lot of bladders infections because of that, but that ain't my line of course of action. So mine is just from, like, you know, holding it and stuff. And then I found out that the adrenal glands are sitting on top of your kidneys, and I was like, oh shit. You know, that's what hurts all the time. I got in my left side. I thought for you know, a year that it's been my kidney, because I feel, you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't feel, maybe I don't drink enough water. I drink plenty of water. People overhydrate. It's really weird, but I thought it was that, and then I was reminded, shit, your adrenal glands are sitting on top of there, and I'm always trying to not be stressed out because I'm just a little receptive or fear, because when I was a little girl, all I had was, I just had so many traumas, you know. So I never came from a kind and loving environment. So I mean, how do people that have never been touched by hands that loved them and cared for them in an authentic, true, genuine way, how do they learn to find that vibrational frequency? How do they find other people that are really going to love them? No. It's not easy to do. What they do is they find other people that are going to freaking cause them harm, because that's what the vibrational frequency they know. You know? And hurt people hurt people. So we got a whole world of people, you know, that are just not helping. Just hurting people. Just being withholding and you know, you go into an office or you call an office and you're like, I need this, you know. If I call people on the phone, I usually get pretty good help. But if I go in purpose, it's like people look at me and just, you know, it's because I'm a strong woman. I'm a very strong female, balanced in my masculine and feminine energy. And people don't like that. I mean, I got turned down. I'm unemployable in Oregon. I can't get a job in Oregon. I can't get a job at a gas station. I can't get a job at, you know, I saw, it was funny yesterday. I saw an article. This isn't suspicious at all with all the freaking economic freaking shit that Oregon has been up to. They closed the Office of Revenue. They closed the Office of Revenue. You can't pay for shit in Oregon. You can't pay for taxes. You can't go into the Revenue's office when they say, you owe us money. You can't go in and pay for anything until the 21st. So people are saying things like economic reset and stuff like that. They put the article in the paper. Oregon Department of and it's funny because that's one of the offices that turned me down for a job. The lottery office turned me down 5 times for 5 different positions, you know. So Oregon Department of Revenue closing office due to wildfires, poor air quality. That is their reason. That's the reason. It's stinky, so we're gonna freaking shut down the economic office of fucking the state of Oregon. Are you fucking kidding me? Do people really think that we believe this shit? I mean, Katie Brown, you're just such a dumb bitch, man. The your reign is about over, you know, and you ain't no queen, and the buys don't want ya. Ain't nobody claiming you, Katie Brown. Ain't nobody claiming you. Where we go one, we go all. We're all connected. So because I'm a strong female, picture this. I go in and I interview with my female suit, my feminine suit, dressed to the nines, because I learned that you always got to dress to the nines. I'm born on April 9th too. So you dress to the nines, you look good, you know, you prepare for your role, you know, you get out there and, you know, but when you're a strong woman, you go into a room, because I always interview in these places. They do panel interviews where there's like 6 or 7 of them. They used to do it at Creighton University when I worked there, and I was on the other side of it. So I know when the person leaves the room how people really talk about them, you know. And it's like, so I go in the room and I do my interview, and I was like, she's a strong woman, we don't want to deal with her. Because at the end of when they're like, is there anything else you like to say? Well, I'm a person of integrity. My integrity will not be compromised. I will not do things that are under the board, you know. So that's probably why I never got a job with the the state of Oregon, because they're criminals. They're all freaking crooks and criminals. The people at the top, because the people that are pulling the strings, if there is so much corruption and shit under you, it's your fault. It's your responsibility. You can't say you got duped like that dumb bitch Pelosa, whatever her name is. I got set up. Yeah, I got set up because I believe that this country and this nation was like here for freedom and justice and stuff. And then the controllers and the baby eaters and shit fucking came back and like said, no, they say the lip service, but then they do the contrary. Did you hear that dipshit Newsom talk about, oh, it's not just land management that causes the fires. It's not just, that is a big part of it, but it's not just that. Motherfucker, that's exactly what it is, bitch. But you in your $10,000 suit, standing up, you know, dude looks sick. Maybe he's not getting his juicy chrome supply from his Jesuit buddies, you know. It's all their supplies have been cut off, you know. They're getting their juicy for their Lucy. No juicy for your Lucy. Is God getting bigger than Satan? I hope so, because Satan got bigger than God. That's how the world got to be this way. The world didn't get like this because everybody loves Jesus Christ and believes in God and has faith and love and all that shit in their heart. No, it's because they fucking want money. They want to freaking chase in stations and get their little O's on and do all that 3D earthly shit and travel around and hurt people. God, the people that like hurting people is fucking disgusting. I got inspired by this morning before I started this talk. Oh, if you need to pay for shit in Oregon, they'll open their offices back on the 21st. They plan to reopen to the public on Monday, September 21st. Fucking so stupid, man. And it's so funny because it's like these smaller states, the state like I live in, you know, there's only 4 million people in the whole fucking state. And they've gotten like bagazillions of dollars in federal aid because they keep staying closed and doing this shit, you know. It's just, you stay closed and then you get money. And then they get money and then they get to rebuild all their offices and get all new equipment and new everything. While more and more people slip through the cracks of society and end up homeless on the street. So I was inspired this morning by a talk from QAnon, where we go one, we go all. September 11th, 2020, and I only am in like a minute 42 seconds in the beginning, but there is a talk about Princess Diana, and that summer Princess Diana died. I lost 2 Princess Dianas, because there is a significant woman in my life. Her name was Cookie Diana Schmiedel. She passed away in that same year, about a month before Princess Diana died. Maybe it was right around the same time as one and then the other. And I was just like, that was too much. That was a hard summer for me. And ever since I was a little girl and Princess Diana came on the scene, I always was drawn to her spirit. And she was older than I was, but you could see the innocence of her. and the purity and the essence of her. And I think that is what drew so many people to her, because she's an authentic, true human being. And to come to find out that she was freaking in a reptilian den, you know, and to find the, hey bud, and to find the story about that. Did he just jump? He's up on, see his tail? Right there. He's right there. Hey bud. What up, homie? There he goes. Show off. What I do? What I do, homie? So, and Diana, Cookie, my Diana, she died because, and that was a life lesson that I had to learn, because I saw her at a bank, and I was with my friend, my buddy, and he had gotten a job, and I was out pretty heavy alcoholic, and we were gonna go party, and we were trying to get this check cash to go party, and my mom said, "Isn't that Diane's car? Isn't that Cookie's car over there on the other side of the bank?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. I'll see her later. I got something else more important to do." And so I left that day. And then when she left that bank, she left to go to Santa Cruz. See, down to Santa Cruz, or Santa Cruz Island, down in like Catalina. And she's a scuba diver. She was only 40, 41. She's a scuba diver, and she went diving. And I worked with her at Chevy's Mexican restaurant in Redding. So she was the blonde bombshell that every Cookie, you know. So she had just, everybody loved Cookie, and with the K, Cookie with the K, and so when she left, she went scuba diving on that trip, and something happened when she was underwater, and she had a stroke, or something happened, and by the time that, like, the people were down there, they panicked, they went up there like, something's going on with her. They went back down to get her. They came back, and she was already gone. And so that was the life lesson that I learned, that when you see people that you care about, you take the time and you go address them, because you don't know when it's going to be their last. So, these are the things, this is how I learn about stuff. This is like, I do these things and it causes so much pain that I don't want to live that way anymore. And, so when you go back and you listen to these interviews with these people, you know, and you can see the goodness in her, and she's just like, you know, sometimes we look around and it don't feel like there's no place in the world for goodness, because the goodness can't sometimes feel like they can't find their place in the world. And I know it ain't true. I know it ain't true. I know. But it's just like, I'm getting to the point at the end of my journey here, at this chapter, and my body is getting tired, and I've been ignoring and denying, you know, that with emotional stress comes physical stress, and you can know all about how the body works. And then every day I pray, and I just like try and keep my body out of those low vibrational fields, because what I found to happen, what I've come to see to be true, is that when people realize they have a spirit, it's easier to recognize spiritual things, and earthly things become much more painful. It hurts. Life is painful. Life hurts. There's a robin in the tree right there. It can be, but there's this vibration. It's called love. And I'm looking for my love. I'm looking for my love. I know it's out there, and I feel it, and I receive it from people that watch my YouTube. But I never come from a real loving environment. So when people come forward and they're like, "Hey, I care about you," I'm like, "What the fuck do you want from me? What do you want?" You know? And I can't be like that, because that is not where spirit is. That is where ego is. That is where those earthly things are. This is one of my favorite albums ever. These are the only, I got copyrighted like earlier on, and it's because of, and it's like, why are they listening to what I'm hearing anyway? Stop fucking eavesdropping on my shit, tubes. Then you don't gotta worry about. It's a very, very, very good song. I know I'm not alone in this world. I know people are out there. I love them and they love me. That's how I know they find me, because I put my little beacon of light up. I wish I could dance to music for everybody. I wish I could, but fucking control freaks and stuff. So all best I can do is to play this song, and then this will make sense if you hear this. you know, I fought being crazy for years, my whole life. People are like, "You're crazy, you're crazy." I'm like, "I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Who? What is crazy? What is crazy?" You know. Everybody's talking about mental health and stuff like that. How about mental maintenance? Mental maintenance? Live this one day at a time. So many. I think about like the people that grew up in the 1950s and 60s, you know, how the program was then, what the programs were then. The Leave It to Beaver, I Married Joan, My Little Margie, you know, the Brady Bunch, Dad went to work, mom took care of the family, kids did whatever they wanted, you know. And then like people tried to live for that vision, but ain't nobody can live for that vision. And then how many decisions did people have to make then? I mean, like what to have for dinner. And then 60s, and then the conflicts start happening and stuff like that. And then it's like, you know the man made all the decisions. Men made all the decisions. Women don't make decisions. Isn't it stupid? Dude, the fucking planet has been around for freaking gazillion years, millions of years, but women have only been allowed to vote for 100? I mean, come on, man. The jig is up, man. The controllers, and they freaking wear skirts, too. They wear skirts, too. Women can be just as dark and dastardly and as freaking... And that's what... It's just like, hurry up and let people have what they need to get to where they want to be. It is so stupid. Like all of the ego stuff. You know how hard it is to find a place to live with fucking fires all over the place? Because people like had their houses for rentals, but it's like, oh yeah, I could pay instead of just having the mortgage paid and giving a person a place to live, their attitude is, well, if I jack up the price of the rent, then I can have all this extra stuff, at the expense of another human being. For safety and I can use their fears of safety and security, and then buy whatever I want. I buy trailers and boats and more properties, and isn't that what the American dream is all about? Because money matters more than people, and so what a wonderful sight. People are coming up, man. People are just like, help, there's people with $1 million. Dude, the trailer I want to buy is like $22,000. It's a piece of shit. I can redo it, but $22,000 done. I could be in a place and not have to worry about freaking rent ever again. Then people come visit me and I can get my work. I can't even start my real work because I'm so fucking stressed out. My body is starting to fall apart. And it's like, I had an opportunity to go up to freaking the VA couple, but that fucking PA I have, she's such a dumb bitch. I don't even want to talk to her. They don't help you. They don't do anything to help you. They just freaking suck up resources. Suck up resources. Is the world getting better yet? Is it the new age? Is everybody coming from their heart and opening their doors and their spaces to strangers in the name of Jesus Christ and God Almighty and all that stuff? Nah, not yet. So strong women, and that's why they didn't like strong. That's why they killed her. At least, hopefully, freaking nobody will kill me for my strong womandom. That'd fucking suck. Ain't nobody gonna take care of mom or the dogs. Maybe that's what the goal is. Maybe if nobody just helps me, I'll just go away. Like my family, like my father's side always, Yeah, I've always been the bastard child. I was, because when I was fucking born, they didn't even want me. My parents were divorced, and they had like one last hookup, and then mom got pregnant. I don't even know if it was a consensual hookup, because my dad's kind of a dick, You know, I don't even know. I just know that they were divorced and I found that out right around the same time that, see, because when you go to Ancestry and stuff, mom had a DNA test done. And then right around the same time, they have all kinds of other paperwork stuff. So I actually got notification of my parent, of like, oh, here's the divorce paper from 1972. I was like, holy shit, I was born in 74. Ain't nobody told me that. Nobody ever told me that. Nobody. And I was like, a lie. Isn't that a big lie to find out? Is it? Is it no big deal? Because my brother's like, get over it. It happened a long time ago. I'm like, I just fucking found out about it, dude. Everything is get over it to him. But he doesn't have the pretty smile that I do, because he's had all kinds of dental problems because stress, when people don't know, he's Virgo, so people don't know how to manifest stress, comes out. And I'm having a hard time regulating my stress because I'm feeling the freaking pain in my endocrine system, and mine's already compromised. It's amazing that I'm as healthy as I am, but it is starting to decline because the stress is starting to catch up to me. And then you gotta be like, don't be scared, but it's like fucking it's scary shit, man. I don't got nobody to take care of mom. You know? So it's like, it's alright, just live in today, Marge. Just be where your hands are and your feet are. And right now you're fine. Right now you're healthy. Right now you're strong. You don't gotta worry about nothing in tomorrow. Because that's not where the gift is. The gift is in the present. The gift is being present. God is only with you in the present moment. God doesn't go back in history, and God don't travel into the future. God only sits with you in the present moment. So when you are when I gotta talk to me now. When I am worried about stress and anxiety and all everything, I am powerless in control. I have no control over anything in my life. Only how I receive the information. That's it. That's all I got control over, is how I receive the information. I want to see who's in the talkie room. I love your work too, DDK. And hey, what did the storm surge pass? I got notifications on my phone that the storm surge was between 44 minutes ago. Coastal flood advisory in effect for New Orleans until 4 p.m. We dance at dawn. So, hi G-Dog, what up? Oh, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. See, you don't love Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson for what he did before, but what he did is the opiates. It's the drugs, and that's why I can't drink and do any kind of drugs. And the VA always wants to give me pills, and then they want to, like I'm a guinea pig. Like, what's tweaker? And my friend that I used to sit next to at Foxhole, a meeting of recovery in Omaha. We text every Tuesdays because that was when we would go to the meeting, and so that's our check-in day, you know. And I didn't hear from him for a couple weeks. I didn't know if he had died. I honestly didn't, because he's got health issues. And dude's funny story. He freaking used to like drive the bus for the Blue Angels in the Air Force, and he went out drinking one night. Freaking took the bus out. Freaking lost the bus. Had to show up to pick up the team to take him to the air show, and he was like, I don't know what the fuck I did with the bus. Fucking life is too good. These stories are too good to freaking make up horseshit. Anyway, and so finally I heard from him, and it was because they were playing with his medicine. They were playing with his medication and tweaking it and stuff like that. And it's just like, dude, we can tweak our energy, our ecosystems and our bodies with proper nutrients. And I don't eat proper. I don't eat right. My eating habits are shit. I don't even have an appetite. I had to freaking like choke down a couple bites of scrambled eggs. Because food is nurturing right now. Is nurturing and it's good. And I love food. I am such a foodie. I fucking love food. But it's hard because my body just doesn't want it. I decided to choke down a couple bites of scrambled eggs and an apple. And That's how I've always been. I get stressed out, I can't eat, but I've always been like freaking chunky, so my body just freaking eats it, just lives off itself until I get back into a fit place, and usually by that time I'm on to my next chapter where my body can heal. I need to heal, man. I need to be taken care of. I really do. I need I need a break. There's so many people out there that need a break. But think about it. If people come together in a collective way, in a more communal living, more people, more hands, less work. What was that? More hands, less work. What was that from? That was on a TV show that I watched. Oh, your aspect. A nice day that should just flow along. Thank God. In particular, you will do well in activities that include children, younger people, and your home and surroundings. You could feel... I got Metallica in my ear too right now. You could feel real support and harmony at this time for circumstances and those around you. Well, that's good. So, but with Michael Jackson, that's what happened to him, is that when people, and alcohol and drugs, when people take things, anything, even food, when you're taking something, too much, it removes your spirit. Like alcohol, I say this all the time. When you get a DUI, I got a couple of them in my life. Back in before I was figuring it out, when I was living from my ego, when I was living more from head and less from heart. So I got a couple DUIs. It's been years and years, like 19 years, I think, was the last one. 2000, it's Veterans Day. 11/11. It was 11/11. Yeah, it was 11/11. That's when I got my, or maybe it's 11/10. But I was supposed to be in a Veterans Day parade on the 11th, and I didn't get to because I was getting arrested the night before. Anyway, so what would happen is, what I found when I come to found out. Now, when I came out here, I fell off the wagon about 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And it was for a few months. And what I found is, because after you do that, now this is after having freaking 13 years of Alcoholics Anonymous in my belly. Okay, and I didn't drink because that program didn't work for me. I drank because evidently I wasn't done. And so what I learned is holy shit, our spirit is in our oxygen, in our blood. When we breathe, that is the only thing that animates us in this earth, is our oxygen, which is in our blood. So when we drink and we consume opioids and all that shit, it takes our spirit out. It literally diminishes our spirit. Alcohol. It's a terrible, terrible poison. And when I jumped off the wagon and burned it down and all that shit, what happened is I would do things like, I would go up to the Roth's store and do wine tasting, because I never drank wine. So it was a real nice store, and they had all these owners from the vineyards and NOLA around here in the local area, all the way up to Washington, and they would come here and they would do, so I'd talk to them, and then, Tammy, the wine steward, was real nice, and she would teach me about, So, but the thing of it is I'm like, I don't got to taste wine. I don't got to do these things to relate to people. Because that's just another way of relating, wine tasting, because people have all kinds of funny little descriptors. Oh, it has great legs. Is the legs of the wine have to do with the wine, or more of the cleanliness of the glass? I don't know, and people like me are so sensitive, it's not even fun anyway, because I'm tasting wine over detergent flavored glass. That's how sensitive my palate is that I can taste the Cascade or whatever they use to, but hot water sterilizes without soap. You don't need soap to sterilize things. All you need is really hot water or steam, but people use soap and it just changes everything. So, but what I realized with that slip that I had, it's what they call it. I didn't slip, I jumped off. Is that this life isn't for me. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And before we come into this incarnate, we know what our lives are going to be. We know what they are. And they're going to get good because we have free will if we continue to make the right choices and to live from spirit. But when people continually live from ego, chasing money, property, prestige, chasing sensations, looking for a place to put their freaking private parts on other people's private parts, and all this freaking eating babies and shit like this, the tunnel kids are very real. My whole life has been denied. The accounts of my life have just been, that doesn't happen, that's not real. Motherfucker, just because you can't freaking cope with the reality of the situation of Earth doesn't mean that you can't discount the lives of other people. You know? So, we got Eurasia going on now. Take a chance on me. Take a chance. So, Akashic Records, that was the email that just came up. It's you know, we're stepping into our purpose, our truth. I can't live this life for me. I will die. If I live from ego and not from spirit, I will not be long on this earth. Did you ever see Leaving Las Vegas? You know? Because alcohol makes pain stop. You know, and I believe in other holistic, more natural ways to make pain stop. I've done a pretty good job staying healthy and stuff like that under some really accentuating circumstances. I mean, but I was like looking at my teeth last night, and I was starting to see like stress, like evidence of stress, you know, because you can take care of yourself all you can, but stress is an evil foe, and it freaking, people don't realize what it does to your mind, your body, and your spirit. Just that vibrational frequency of fear. Just, it's like, let me give you an example like this. When I was in the Air Force, you worked on a lot of equipment, and they have a lot of like bolts and stuff like that. They're actually safety wired down because when equipment is under. That's why I got pink duct tape on my fan, because when something is constantly vibrating, the parts that will loosen up, like bolts and nuts and stuff like that. And that's what you get flight line object destruction or something like that, debris or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It ruins your day. It makes us shops that if we lose a socket or something, that when we get off, we're supposed to get off work at 4 in the afternoon, but sometimes we're there until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night looking for that part because it can't end up in an engine. So when human bodies are the same way, when bodies vibrate all the time, they're just always in a wound up state of stress, it's going to make your organs and shit shut down quicker. It is. You know, because when we're spiritual beings and we recognize that we're spirits, you know, and it's so much pain, our spirit starts to remember, well, freaking heaven is divine, and what the fuck are we doing this for anyway? So that's why so many people are checking out. But we have an opportunity to make heaven on earth if people just fucking degrade. But it's not happening. People aren't degrading. You know? I mean, if anything, right now, I think the reason why things are going to get worse for a little while is because the people that have shit, they don't got that you got to keep. To keep what you have, your serenity in life, you got to give your shit away to keep what you got. So keeping all your stuff, life is gonna, if you're gonna, it's like saving, keeping it all, being selfish. And then so universe is gonna come in and be like, well, if you ain't gonna share that, you're gonna get it taken away. Check out this organization. This is where all my dogs came from. All for it. It's a good organization. They help a lot of dogs. They help me help 4. So I should probably get going. I got to get the truck up to the shop about an hour. I was gonna take Luna up to get her nails done because her nails are getting her long strike, and she scratched her eye. And so I recommend meditation. I do binaural beats a lot. To keep the anxiety and stress away. So there's a lot of things that people can do. It's just like, you know, people are having a hard time because of I don't know when everybody else's quarantine started, but mine started about 3 years ago, so I've been living the same day 3 years of waiting for my next chapter. And so I've been doing this a little bit longer, so it's wearing a little bit harder on me because, I feel like Julian Assange, because it's just me and mom. I only leave the house when I go to the store once a week or when I go to the laundromat. I talk to my friend Pam at the laundromat. I talk to, my father figure, Mr. Iski, out in Nebraska, and mom, and that's it. And then I think about Julian Assange, and I talk to people here. I talk to people here. And this is the best connection I've ever had with strangers. Isn't that sad? Is that I connect more with strangers and I feel more a part of a group with a bunch of complete strangers than I do, in society. And I worked so hard to be a part of society. I did everything they told me to do. You got to go to college, you got to get a good job, you got to be a productive member, and I did all that stuff. And none of these clubs wanted me. None of them wanted me. So I'm starting to make my own club. I'm starting to make my own way. And my club is about inclusion. It's about inclusion. Unless you're a freaking evil kid doer, then you're not included. But this is a good song too. That's the album cover. I used to listen to this and when I was in high school. My buddy Wayne's Nova. He still has it. He still has that Nova. So some things can be consistent, some things can. Life is hard by the yard, by the inch. It's a cinch. Just stay present in the moment if you're anything like me, man. Me. But I'm ready for a break. I know a lot of people are. I'll be back later on this afternoon. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.